Okay, so we're going to get into kind of how to build a warm up. Warm ups are all honestly made pretty complicated sometimes, but really you just got to follow some basic foundations and then you can be creative. So the four things you need to think about: ramp is what it's kind of called, but raise body temperature to be a game or some sort of running or conditioning. Activate, you need to do some strength work to actually get the muscles ready for training. Mobility, basically take the joints through different ranges of motions. And then potentiate, which is basically speed. There's studies that show collegiate athletes or soccer players go anywhere from like 30 to 45 full out sprints in a game. And so probably not as much in youth sports, but still we need to be adding sprints to our moments before games and practices. So the recipe for warm up, um, start with a low intensity game. So some sort of game that the kids are going to enjoy. This guy provides some examples, but do something that just gets them moving and kind of a good time for you to set things up for practice. Some sort of dynamic warm up. I'll show you some examples where you're just moving through it. Jumps and plyometrics, a lot of jumping and plyos in soccer, so you need to include that in the warm up. Again, the activation I already touched on. Speed, I already touched on, so some sprints in different planes, lateral, forwards, and backwards. Then some sort of higher intensity game to kind of prep them for practice. And so this all can take anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes. It doesn't need to be a huge chunk of time. I usually tend to go on the shorter side with athletes I work with. So getting into dynamic portion of the warm up, the first warm up move is going to be the lunge and reach. So you're going to take a deep lunge with the front leg, have that front knee at 90 degrees and open up towards the front knee. So you're going to have that front knee at 90, back leg, and open up towards. The cone's going to be about 20 meters apart. Go there and back maybe once per exercise of these. And have the kids go in groups. I think if you get them all going at once, it can get a little tight together. Next kind of dynamic warm-up is called the sumo squat. Really simple. They just come into a squat, deep squat position, feet just past shoulder width, and rotate the hips, squat there and back. Make sure they kind of progressively get lower to open up the hips. Gremlins, kids usually like this drill. You reach with the arms first and the legs follow. So have that position right there so that you reach with the arms first and the legs follow. Make sure you stay low throughout the entire movement. Side lunge, big step. So that front knee is at 90. The back trail leg is perfectly straight. Sink into that hip to feel that stretch through the groin. I like to reach my hands out for balance. Split taps. So it's a tap in the middle and land at the bottom of a lunge. So tap through the middle, land in the bottom of the lunge, progressively moving down to the other end of the field. Your legs are kind of go at a 45-degree angle, so it's not straightforward. It's progressively moving forward. Yeah. Skater jumps or strides. So make sure they use their arms and they propel themselves. Make sure they're fully landed so they're stable through that knee before they jump. So it's not like rapid jumps. Make sure they're controlled. Lateral bound and taps. These ones take quite a bit of coordination, but it's good to start testing kids and making them kind of test their limits of coordination. So this one is a lateral bound. You land on your leg. The leg you land on, you jump up. And it's a quick bound with the other foot to continue. So it'll make sense in this side angle video. So it's lunge, land on that foot, and then that foot you landed on, you jump straight up, and then quick tap over. Practice one yourself before you let other kids try it. High-low jumps, pretty simple. Quick low jump plus a high jump. And it's just they can get progressively higher with their bounds moving forward. So four-way hips, this is that part of that mobility. So getting the muscles mobilized and playing with the ranges of motions. So the first one, and they can do this stationary, just tell them to find space. A reverse lunge, pull up to a kind of hamstring stretch. And then it's another side lunge, which we already did. And it's a curtsy lunge behind the leg. Hip open sprints. So this is just one example. So you're going to get them to go in twos. They're going to back pedal on your clap. They open the hip and they do 4 or 5 hard strides to the other end. Not the other end, just the other end of the cone. Get them to do 2 each side, so opening to both sides at least twice. This is also good for hamstring warm up. So open the hips, sprint. Squat 10. So this is that activate. So we're turning the muscles on. So I call them squat 10s. It's 3 exercises, 10 of each. The first one is 10 just regular squats. Then it's 10 drop squats. So she's going on her toes, landing in the bottom of the squat. On her toes, landing in the bottom of the squat. The third one, squat jumps. So 10 regular squats, 10 drop squats where you land in the bottom of the squat, and then 10 jump squats. Just get them to do it once. Partner battle squats. This is kind of that higher intensity game. Kids really like this. They're trying to do squat jumps, and then the partner from different angles is just pushing them. Don't let them go too crazy. Just allow them to push, and then the partner has to land solid before they keep going. Is just practicing that proprioception and balance and reacting to demands. So squats, jump, they can have fun with this. Just do it timed, or say do 10 jumps. Partner balance battle. So like a defender. So Mo here is going to be trying to push my arm away. I'm trying to just gently tap her to push her off balance again. Kids really like this one. Good for ankle and knee stability. So just kind of go for maybe timed, and then do both legs. This is a cone game. This is a good game to do either before or after. It could be fun for them. Just line them all up, the cones, and then on your whistle. So they're kind of doing quick feet, and on the whistle, you have to reach down and grab the cone. So as soon as the whistle goes, they're waiting, and it's a race, so you can grab the cone first. There's another game, offense, defense. So one partner is defending, so they're going one-on-one. They're not trying to get around each other, they're just kind of mirror each other until you clap or blow the whistle. On the whistle, forward person tries to get around the defender, defender tries to react. They have a lot of fun. You're basically trying to get body position. So these next two are for that. I don't think too many kids should be doing like running after practices for conditioning, especially if kids are playing a lot of team sports. Practices should be intense enough for what your kind of goals are for the practice. But an alternative to doing conditioning after practice, especially with young athletes, is do some beneficial strengthening exercises. So this sideline glute raise, toe down, heel up, straight leg. Do about 20 of these a side. It's a good burner, and it supports the knee, which is really important. These are Nordic curls. Nordic curls were shown to decrease ACL injuries in female athletes by almost like 40% on a structured Nordic curl program. So adding these in, they're hard. The kids will have fun with it though. Adding these Nordic curls at the end of practice can be a good way to help teach some kids some good exercises to take into their careers.